Good evening. This is Lynn Matajan from Matajan's Herbals, and we're here tonight for the wisdom from Gran. Thought I would get away some of the housekeeping stuff right now, and that is the new moon is on Sunday. We'll be doing it at 6 o'clock, and I did get the invitation out. I'll be getting the rest of the year out here shortly. So hopefully that will help everybody know when exactly we're celebrating the full moon. Tonight we are going to be talking about sigils. The word sigil comes from the Latin word signum, a sign, and is also the root of singulum, seal, and it is part of our English words of common use: signature, sign, and signal. It is the sigil symbols. The sigil is a symbol that creates magic, and it can be seen in three ways. It is something through which a concept is known or represented. It is something visible that indicates the existence or approach to something else. And the confirmation test in the authorization for the closing in something. So a sigil can be many things. A signature is a sigil representing you. The notary, the seal that the notary uses is a sigil. It is traffic lights are a sigil, and the signs, the train, the red lights and the forks for a train, that is a sigil. It can be static, like a picture that you draw, or it can be done digitally now in these modern times that it can actually move. It's totally dependent on what it is that how you're wanting to represent it. Now, it's a visible sign, but it can be visible to only you if you are visualizing it rather than actually writing it down. So if you create a sigil of protection, you can wear it. You can put it on an amulet and wear it around your neck. You can put it as I'm touching my leg here because I've got a tattoo. It can be a tattoo. It is or it can be something that you visualize. So if you all of a sudden feel like you're in danger and need of additional protection, you can bring that sigil up in your mind, and it will be a symbol of protection for you. It is the zodiac signs. Those are all sigils, and each of the sigils of the zodiac represent some portion of the quality of what it is. So the sign of Libra is scales, and it represents the quality of balance, harmony, and justice. Magic literature is stuffed with sigils, signs, and symbols that are used for different purposes. These are often drawn as talismans, sticks, pentacles, or inscribed on clothes during a ritual. The triquetra that was put on the Book of Shadows in Charmed, that was a sigil. Harry Potter, the Patronus that each person has, is a sigil of protection for that individual person. It is it's a wide variety of things that you can do. So when I am leaving my house, I will put the pent on my front door. Now, what I do is I grew up making stars starting on the left the left leg and going up and then down and then over to the left again, over to the right, and do it. Now, each one of the ways, each one of the elements, if you are invoking an element of with protection, starts in a different place. So when I'm doing a pentacle on something I own, my car, my house, for protection, I start with fire, because that is the fiery wall of protection. Okay, and that one starts with at the right leg, so it comes up and then over and then down and then up to the top and back down to the fire side of the pentacle. It is pentacles can be used, the use of color, the use of movement, the use of any kind of art particles. So curves and lines and all of those things all combine to make your sigil exactly what you want it to be. It is, they can be drawn on the ground. So a circle, if you are drawing a circle around your magic altar, that is a sigil of protection. Or a seal is another way of looking at it. When you close the circle, you've sealed yourself inside of the circle of protection. It's a tool for making changes, following one's will. A sigil has been defined as a medium that guides and unites partially free beliefs. Now, partially free beliefs means anything desired that is not an obsession, or it is an incitement to work without greed for results. It is much easier to bring about change through existing channels and small steps than to try to change the universe as we see fit. It is easier to work to get a promotion if you already have a job. If you cast a spell of luck, you have to do the homework. So creating the sigil in and of itself is not going to create the end result that you're looking for. You still have to do the homework. I tell you that all the time when you come into the shop. We can put together a spell for you, but you still have to do the homework. You cannot do a love spell and then never leave your house and assume that Mr. or Ms. Wonderful is going to come to your front door. I mean, unless he's the postman, probably not going to be coming to your front door. So you have to cast the spell, and then you have to leave your house to meet people and become more social. You have to look inside your heart, or is your heart open? So it's not a magic seal that does the work for you. You still have to do the work. But this is something that helps focus how you can take the next steps to get what it is that you want. All right? The sigil making process is composed in two phases: construction and loading. So in the first part, the seal is planned, drawn, and created as a physical object or as a visualized object. And the second part, it is charged to make it come alive. So this is how we make sigils. All right. You have to begin by defining your desire in one sentence. If it is more complex than one sentence, you have to simplify it. It is, as in business, if you are unable to establish what you're targeting in a single sentence, you have to do some hard work to do that. So you can start your sigil with "my wish is" or "my will is." So here's an example. Okay, my will is to meet someone who can give me advice on my health problems. Now, the other part to that is you have to recognize the result when you see it. So you need to make sure that, I tell people all the time, if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know when you get there? And this is the same case here. You have to have an intent that is focused so that you know how to get there. Now, you could use as your intent, I want to be healthy. Okay, how do you define that? What does that mean? It is, it's totally, I want to be healthy, or even I am healthy is much different than I want to meet someone to address my health concerns. Because I want to be healthy is, there's no way that you're going to be able to determine, okay, what is health? When are you healthy? Where are you going to get the information to become healthy? It's too ambiguous. You need to be focused. Okay. So, and you need to have it focused enough that you can tell when you get your response. So, vague statement such as, it is my will to be happy when my parents come to see me. How are you going to, what are you going to do to make that happen? It is, because if you're not happy when your parents come to see you, there's got to be a reason for it. And that's the reason, that is what you have to address, not just, I want to be happy. So if you redefine your purpose as, it is my will to stop drinking when my parents come to see me, then you know if you've been successful or if you've not been successful. Because if it's just, I want to be happy when my parents are there, who's happy? Are your parents making you unhappy? Are you making you unhappy? Is there a habit? Do you get where I'm going? You need to be a little bit more focused than that. So once you have your focus, what it is that you want, there's different ways that you can create your sigil. If you are an artist, and I'm going to call somebody out here right now, the grateful artist, Sefrel. She does beautiful, beautiful sigils because she is an artist beyond compare. You can do alphabetic sigils, and we're going to talk about some of these things as we go on. You can do matches where you can put simply 2 stick figures. If you're looking for a partner, put 2 stick figures together. It is, if you want to make one a girl and one a boy, or 2 girls or 2 boys, or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It is the act of matching the 2. Spoken language, a mantra, is a way to do it, and also numerology. If you decide to do an alphabetic one, it is, it can be pretty easy to do. It's kind of a fun way to do it. It is, what you can do is write, we're going to do it here. So going back to the health, all right, I am healthy. Healthy. It would work better if I could spell. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take out all of the vowels. So there goes the I, there goes the A, the E, A. Okay, so now we have M, H, L, T, Y. Now you look at this, oops, H, healthy. That's twice I've forgotten that H. So now what you're going to do is take out actually that second H, and you're going to look, and that's the only letter that isn't that is duplicated. So then you are at M, H, L, T, Y. Now you look at the components of each of these letters, and you take them away from each other. So we've got 2 that go to the lines for the M's are up and down. And then you've also got the H, which has 2, and the T, the H has 2, the L, the T, and the Y. Okay, you've got 2 diagonals going forward and backwards. That's the diagonals here in the M and the diagonals in the Y. And you've got 2 letters or 2 lines that go horizontally. That's the top of the T. Oh, you've got 3. The top of the tree, the T, the bottom of the L, and the center of the H. So now what you can do is take all of these lines and create a picture. Now this particular one does not have any curves. So if there was a C or an S or something like that, then you'd have curves as well. So what you're going to do is take all of these lines and create a picture with these lines. It is, and that is your sigil for I'm healthy. It is, so you don't have to be an amazing artist, but you do have to put some effort into it and to have a bit of imagination as you're going to it, because this sigil only needs to have meaning to you. It is, you can stylize the letters, you can do whatever you want. You can, instead of using the lines, the word I am healthy, you can choose keywords for that: health, advice, and meat, and do the same thing with it. It is, so to start your creation process, you have to think of a difficult situation that you are facing and have a sincere desire or goal that you're struggling to achieve. But keep in mind that just drawing a sigil is not going to, it won't do anything. That is an aid to the commitment and the strength that you're going to put into your desire for the end result. It is the forces that we are going to move are complex, so the more straightforward and the more concise the desire, the more effective the seal will be. We're not aiming to create a seal that includes a big situation or desire, but just a part of it. There's absolutely no way we can fix all of the stuff that's going on in our government and in the country right now. We can't say, okay, we've got some problems here and we've got to fix it. We have to take a bit of it and bite. It's the same way that you would eat an elephant, one bite at a time, little by little, getting the parts right so that it will come together. Okay, now, a little advice here is when you write your intent, write it in the present and not in the future. I am happy, not I will be happy. When you write in the present, you're telling the universe, this is what I need right this minute. Okay, so we've done the sentence. We haven't created the picture because I'm not, because I haven't quite figured that one out yet. It is, it can take multiple attempts to come up with something that you're happy with. Now, I had a red Sharpie here, and so that's what I used on this page, just because that's what I had. If I were going to do a sigil for health, I would use green or blue. I wouldn't use red, because red is heat, red is anger, red is excitement and passion, and that really isn't health. And so I would go ahead and instead use something that would be resemble health more. Now, this is one way that you can do it. Other ways that you can do it, on the invitation to to this class, I put down 2 links. One was for the witches' runes, and one was for the Elder Futhark runes, and that had the picture of the runes, and it told what each was. And so you can take those 3 health, advice, and meat words and look at the runes and use those as the picture for what you're going to write down. Now that's what I would do more than writing it down like this. Now, one of the things, I've got this really cool book, and actually this is not the only really cool one, but I just decided to bring one down instead of more. This one is Signs and Symbols. It is an old book. I don't even know if you could get it anymore. I don't know if it's in print. It is the Complete Encyclopedia of Signs and Symbols. And I've got 2. Excuse me, two of these, not the exact one, but similar titles. And in here, I don't know what you can see, but there's pages and pages of signs that have been used by many different cultures for many different things. So here we have a butterfly. So if you're wanting to transform, you can easily use the butterfly as part of your ritual. You've got all kinds of things. I'm looking here upside down. It's not as easy. So blessings and harmlessness. It's the a 1 long vertical line and 3 horizontal lines in different phases. You've got other animals. You've got flowers. Here's a sigil that a lot of people knows. That's a marijuana plant. And I mean, if you really stop and you think about how many people you see walking around with marijuana on their t-shirts and embroidered on caps, it very definitely is a sigil. So books like this are really good. Looking up the runes on Google, that will work as well. And it will give you a different language to work with. So these are other ways that you can do runes. Now, once you have the design, then you can decide, okay, how am I going to do this? And you can make a patch and put it on your jacket. You can make if you have a leather bag and you want to put it on the outside of your leather bag, whether you embroider it or whether you use pen or paint on it, you can use it as a tattoo. You can create a tile and put it on the tile. One of the things I was going to do years and years and years ago, and I never got around to it, and I'm kind of sorry that I didn't. It wasn't sigils for magic, but I lived in a tri-level, and on the bottom level we had a wood stove with an amazing river rock chimney that was like the width of the wall, and then we had a very ugly cement slab that was the hearth. And what I wanted to do was to go get tiles and then find a lot of different brands, what the cowboys used to brand their cattle. And I wanted to tile that cement with known brands, and I thought that would be very cool. And you can do the same thing if you're doing a backsplash in your kitchen, from your stove or the sink. You can put health and harmony and peace and all of these runes that would be sigils to create that energy in your house. So that would be kind of a cool thing to do. If you are putting artwork on your walls, you can use that. It is it's a very easy thing to do. Now, once you have created your sigil, and again, it's easy enough to make 3 or 4 of them before you decide which one you really want. It is then we need to activate the sigil and make it magical. And how do you do that? You do that the same way you do any other spell, by raising energy. Okay, you can do it through music, you can do it through percussion, you can do it do it through dancing, through singing, through chanting, whatever you use to create energy. So oftentimes when we were in the parks, we would chant. When we were at the parks for the new moon, we would spiral dance down the pier. It is jumping, um, saying mantras, whatever it is that you use to raise your energy, that's what you're going to do here. So you're going to raise your energy and push it into the sigil, just like we push our energy into the offerings that we do at the new moon. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, so sigils can be permanent. They can be temporary and destructible. Permanent ones are something that are continuously active as security seals. So the tattoo that I have on my leg is Bridget's well cover. That I'm always under her protection, and I always strive to live with her values. And that will be there until the day I die. Okay, you can do paper sigils, that because you're going out for vacation and you want to make sure that your house is protected. You can do it on paper or some other disposable form of fabric, or anything of that nature. And then you have to also, though, have a plan for its destruction. When you come back, are you going to burn it and send it up, or are you going to bury it? How is it that you're going to do it? Meditation is another way to load your sigil. It is reflect on why you have created it and what prompted you to make this choice and the result that you're expecting. Those are all magic is done by intent. Sigils are a little bit more focused on intent, and a little bit less about raising the energy. Not a lot less, but some less. It is the destructibles are seals that must be destroyed to be activated. It is the act of destruction is the burst of energy that the seal serves to function. So if you're doing something with fire, that would be something. Perfect seals that work for a certain event. You can burn them in a candle. You can write with chalk and wash it. You can engrave it in the food. You can, the way we activate the destructible seal must somehow be connected with the intent. Now, you can go to a craft store and get that clay that dries, and you can make your own little amulet with your sigil on it, and then let it dry and hang it around your neck. That's something that your kids can do. They can make protection amulets for themselves if they feel the need to do that. It is another way to focus your energy and to focus your magic. So hopefully this was helpful. And now I have a question for you. We can continue with different kinds of magic and maybe do pendulum magic next week, or we can change and start doing more medicine and maybe make some medicines and talk about herbs and how they are going to help our bodies through the next bit of time. Please shoot me a note and let me know which direction you would like me to go on this, so that we can I can give you what you're looking for as opposed to what I think you might be looking for. Thank you very much for joining me. We will be doing we'll be doing the new moon on Sunday at 6 o'clock. And take care. Have a great week. And blessed be.